So the next topic is increasing and decreasing functions. We have to find whether a function is going to keep increasing or decreasing in a given interval. Now consider this graph for f of x. Obviously it's a parabola. Now let's take this point, say x naught. So y, y dash, x dash and x. So this is y is equal to f of x. Now what happens to the function to the left of x naught? Now the function is continuously decreasing, that is, if you consider the height of this function, it continuously decreases as you see towards the left of x naught. So it keeps decreasing and comes to 0 at this point. Similarly, to the right of x naught, we can see that as we move from left to right, the function keeps increasing. So for values of x less than x naught, the function is a decreasing function, whereas for values of x greater than x naught, the function is an increasing function. Now this is what is increasing and decreasing function is going to mean. Now let us consider an interval, that is, let I be an interval in the domain of real function f of x, and let x1 and x2 be 2 points in that interval, that is x1 and x2 belongs to I, then f of x is increasing function if x1 is less than x2 is going to imply f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. So it's a increasing function. Now it will be called as a decreasing function if x1 less than x2 is going to imply f of x1 is greater than or equal to f of x2. Now it's going to be a strictly increasing function if x1 less than x2 is going to imply f of x1 is less than f of x2. Now you can see the inequality, this is a strict inequality whereas this is a slack inequality. It is a strictly decreasing function if x1 less than x2 is going to imply f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Now let us see a few graphs which will explain increasing and decreasing and strictly increasing and strictly decreasing functions in a better way. A strictly increasing function. It keeps increasing. There is nowhere where if there are 2 points x1 and x2 for which the functional value is equal or less. At every point it is going to increase. So it is a strictly increasing functions graph. Now this is an example of a strictly decreasing function. This is increasing and then takes a constant value and then again starts increasing. So this is a typical example of an increasing function. Similarly, we can plot a graph like this where it's going to decrease and then remains kind of at a constant value and then decreases. So this is an example of a decreasing function.